Problem child. Okay.
Confirming your plans?
Thanks.
I bought something else.
Navigation point set.
I bought something else, right? I bought two things.
Hey,
Oh, finally, you're Zora, right? The one who put the call out for us. We are with Arcade Solution. Nice to meet you. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. Please have a seat. I'll get some tea ready in just a minute. I was curious what a Spriggan would be like, you know. But you look just like normal people. I may seen you around town before. Yeah, I entered your house many times. I know some stuff about you and your son. He studied for high school entrance exam, right? Wow, you weren't kidding. You really do know about us. But you're right. We are hoping he'll be able to get into Aramis Academy. So I've been having the rigorous study. His grades were in a bit of a rut for a while, but they have thankfully started improving. Not that I ever doubted him, of course. He's my son, so of course he's capable. If he keeps things up, he surely will nail a spot in the academy at the tippy top of his class. Mom's real passionate about her kids' education. But right, as he's starting to show some promises, the situation turns dire. Curtis had been behaving really strange as of late. He's become violent all of a sudden, yelling really loudly, hitting things. And he's never done that before? I can see why you will be concerned. Never in his life. He's always been a good boy. He must have been in some awful company if he's acting this way. That's the most logical explanation. I took my eyes off him for a moment and this happened. That's why I need you. Please figure out what happened to my precious Curtis. So what if he got a little sassy? I had wanna curse myself mute if I was getting choked like 24/7. Really, I don't think it will hurt to look around a little and make sure he isn't falling in with a bad crow. What do you think, Van? Oh yeah, maybe give me a minute to think about it. Why not? Alright, we'll take the case. Fantastic, thank you so much. If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, where is Curtis right now? He's out buying some reference material. There's a bookstore in Tiberius District we like to shop at. I imagine he's there. Oh, so he's out right now. Perfect. Before we start with anything else, mind if we search his room? I ain't too hot on digging through a teen's room like that, but it's the most obvious place to start looking. I understand, you can search his room, follow me upstairs. But do anything he's got all the good dirty mags hiding under his mattress. How did I know you were gonna say that?
Time to get our hands dirty.
I'm like, yeah, we know where is his... Here you are, this is Curtis' room. Thank you for showing us. Alright, let's get this done before the kids back home. Well, look at that. Drugs? Did you find something, Van? You bet, take a look what I found. Took it away inside the desk. Drugs? I mean, thing, it looks empty. Drugs? I don't think I recognize the brand. Could you explain it? They sell tobacco flavored mints inside these suckers. You only get them if you are smoking or trying to quit. That will explain why it doesn't smell like cigs in here. He could have been chewing on those instead of lighting one up. Like what? They may not be a real thing, but only delinquents even think about smoking at his age. Oh my poor Curtis, where did I go wrong with you? I thought you to be such a good boy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We may be missing something that explains why he had this thing. I knew exactly why he had it. It's all my husband's fault. Him and the scandal of his dad got him demoted from the Bank of Edith. We were forced to move into Old Town because of that. If we were living in a safer neighborhood, my son would be straying from the path. My husband was supposed to start working at a subsidiary once he was out of probation. But where do I end up finding him instead? Montmartre. I caught him eating there again without a care in the world while I was out shopping. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Has he been working this whole time or just pulling the wool over my eyes? I can't trust him anymore, will you? Wow, she just keeps going. Anyway, this thing gives us a good jumping off point. We'll keep sniffing around and see what we turn up. Pardon my outburst, I'll leave you all to it. I'll be waiting for your report downstairs. What's the matter, Van? Did you notice something else? Yeah, tin still stinks. It's faint, but you can still get a whiff if you get real close to it. It smells just like a normal hookah. Feels like a lifetime ago, but I recognize that smell anywhere. What? Really? And here I thought we were finally done with that bullshit. I don't know if I'm more surprised by the Orbal hookah coming back or that Hon knows of yours picking up the smell. You mean the drug that A developed and peddled through Vegas films? I don't remember hearing about that stuff coming in tablets. Where did he get something like that? I worry for how his health may be affected. Alright, Chief, what's the plan? Do we go straight to the kid and get him to spill? No, we need to figure out where these things came from in the first place. Right now, this stays between us. Nothing good can come of his mom catching wind of this. With a firecracker of a mom like that, I can only imagine. Since we're talking about tobacco flavored mint, maybe a cigarette seller will know something. If his father smokes too, that could also lead somewhere. I agree, may as well look into both of those. The mom says something about her husband eating at Montmartre.
Confirming your plans?
No. Yes. Wait.
Heading in?
Yes. I'm not poor, right? Hey, Master! First time you're bathing with us. Okay, I'm sorry.
I feel better already.
Hey, this is the first time you did too.
Don't you think it's a little too steamy in here?
That was nice and refreshing.
Thank you.
You look nice and refreshed.
That's nice and refreshing. You
Confirming
look
your
nice and
plans.
refreshing. Nice.
Hey,
Let me ask you something.
Sorry to interrupt your class. Can we have a quick chat? We want to ask about a kid we have hired to look into. Name's Curtis. Of all times, I guess we can. It really can't wait. Let's go somewhere else. Right, okay. Not gonna lie, I think his parents are making a storm in a teacup. Kid's not gonna turn into some hardened criminal because of this. But to answer your question, I do know who you are talking about. He came to my tobacco kiosk about an hour ago. He did? Yeah, he asked if I had any tobacco flavored mints for sale. I told him I don't sell them and that even if I did, a kid like him should go anywhere near them. He got all hoofy and started yelling, called me an old hang, which was nice of him. Why, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Damn, he's got balls to say that to your face. What he do after that? Beats me. My guess is he went looking for some other place he could sucker into selling him those mints. Makes sense. Thanks for the info. What the hell? Ah.
Let me ask you something.
Oh, got a minute. We want to ask you about your son. What? My son chewing on tobacco's flavored mints? I can't believe it. He's never been the brightest at school, but I think he be that stupid. Sir, please calm down. As an aside, do you smoke at all yourself? Goodness, no. Why would I? The smell will only make our clients uncomfortable. Then do you have any idea why Curtis will be taking those tablets? Any idea at all? Oh, I know what's going on with him. Boy must be getting lazy, tired of studying for entrance exams, so he must be taking them as a distraction. What an embarrassment. He's getting real spoiled if he thinks he can get away with all of this nonsense. When I was his age, I was so focused on my studies, I didn't even eat or sleep. Just what in Gehenna is Sora doing raising our son for him to turn out like that? What's his problem? I get that he's mad, but he's still the kid's dad. It sounds like the parents themselves have some issue to work through. With parents like this, kid was gonna start acting out sooner or later. Thanks for the info. We'll get out your hair now. Well, that's both people on our list. And none of it helped. Dad didn't really tell us anything new about the kid, and we got no info go on about those mints. Guess the last stop of that bookstore his mom mentioned. He may not even be there, but it can hurt to talk to him if he is. If he's not, we can always ask the staff. They may know something.
May we be on our way.
Wait. That you did?
Rainfall, thank you for walking into my life.
I see. Let me ask you something.
I don't see anyone who looks like they could be Curtis. I'll hit up the manager and see what she had to say. Excuse me, does the name Curtis ring a bell by any chance? Oh, poor Curtis, I had no idea he was going through all of that. He come here a lot, so one of my co-workers and I made a point of looking after him and helping him with his studies. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you anything about his personal life or those means you mentioned. That's all news to me. That's okay, we appreciate you talking to us at all. If you don't mind me asking, could you tell us about the other worker? Oh, I recognize you. You came here a lot too. You're from Aramis, aren't you? His name is Albert. You probably know him, right? Yes, absolutely. I can't believe I forgot that. Girl, it's your boyfriend. I'm sorry, I just made him her boyfriend. I know it's hard to, but girl is your boyfriend. He sure does. He and Curtis seem to get along really well. He will recommend reference books for Curtis to buy and whatnot. Between the two of us, I imagine Albert will know more about him than I do. Fat load of good that will do unless we can track the nerd down. Any ideas where he may be? At this hour, he probably either on campus or somewhere around the over district. What are we waiting for? Let's go find him. That's exactly what we're going to do. Finger crossed he doesn't turn out to be a dead end.
Off we go.
This year's almost over already.
Let me ask you something.
I'm sorry to call you off all of a sudden, Albert. It's alright. It looks like it's something you need to be discreet about. Something like that. We're looking into someone right now. Do you know Curtis? Damn it, I knew something was up. He's been acting strange lately. Maybe unstable is the best word for it. It was very different from his usual self. How long have you known? You know, I don't really want to help you. But I guess I noticed it around late October, earlier November. He was pretty down in the dumps before that, saying he lost motivation. But he then started being all excited about his studies all of a sudden. Something was off about it though. I don't know where all the enthusiasm came from. Thanks for letting us know. Have you heard anything particular about his friends? As if he was hanging around with a bad crowd? No, not really. Didn't look like it anyway. Wait, maybe it's not quite that. But I remember someone that looked like him hanging around the back street in the Tyrell district. Since it was night and the guy he was talking to looked real shady, I can just assume it could be Curtis. Damn it, maybe that guy, that... Come on, stop now mumbling out with it already. We've been warned at school to watch out for a suspicious man that hangs around Tyrell's back streets. He apparently sells tobacco and hard drugs to young people. That's what the rumors say anyway. I should have made the connection earlier. Curtis could have bought the tablets from him. That makes a lot of sense. Maybe he was going to meet him today, when he said he was going to the bookstore. Looks like it anyway. Next stop, Tyrell's back street. Well, I'm glad I could be of help. Please do something for Curtis. We will. Thank you for your help, Albert.
May we be on our way.
All these shops are so nice.
There he is. That's got to be the seller, right? He just looks like it. Only one way to find out. I'll pose as a customer or try talking to him. You guys hang out here. If we approach him as a group, he probably gets spooken. Makes sense to me. Good luck, Van. Whoa, hold on a minute, Chief. We are talking about a guy who deals with kids. He's not gonna wanna sell to an old fart like you. You will never miss an opportunity to remind me that I'm older than you, do you? But you may have a point. If his client base is students like Curtis, then I sure as hell am out. Oh Van, don't let Aaron get to you. You're still perfectly young. Yeah, don't worry about it. You should be more confident. Nah, I agree. I'm not the best man for the job. I would be someone who looks rebellious enough to enjoy taking drugs, and else our guy won't bite. You're up, kid. Show this old man what a young punk like you can deliver. Hell yeah, I'll deliver alright. Just watch and learn. Yo, dude. Heard you could hook me up with some good shit. That true? Who the hell are you? A good friend of mine told me all about you. Say you got some kick-ass mints that get you high. Emphasize on kicky. Mind hooking me up with some? I'll pay you whatever you want if it's that good. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. That lanky-ass cool kid fill you in? I'll let you in on a secret. That stuff originally came straight from some pharmaceutical company. I hadn't heard of them before, but I guess they got busted by the cops or something like that. They were out of the market for only a hot minute before they were taken off. I just sold the last of my stock to that kid a little while ago. You kidding me? All that talk and you have got nothing to deliver? Way to let a guy down. Hey, trust me, I'd love to have more so I could make even more money. It is what it is. Seems like that kid developed a real dependence of M though. I tried telling him what I just told you, but he got all pissing with me, told me to give him more before chucking what he had like a little baby. Stuff like that's why I freaking hate dealing with addicted like him. They always gotta make everything hard. Bingo, so the kid really did just come through here. Sounds pretty shitty, yeah. What he do after he threw that temper tantrum? I suggest some other stuff to try, but he won't listen to me. All he wanted are those mints, it seems. So I told him to try the Black Light District just to— oh my god, this guy. Even told him how to get down there. For good measure, hopefully he will leave me alone now. The Blacklist District, huh? That's a good idea. I could definitely see someone down there honking that stuff in some dark dingy corner. Is that all you were after too? Just those mints? I've got plenty of other perfectly good stuff, you know. I will even give you a free hit. You should try it. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm only interested in those mints too. Great, thanks for nothing. What a waste of time this was. Think I'm gonna try selling somewhere else today. Seeing here, dead air, that stuff and palm. Nice work, sounds like you got a lot out of that dirtbag. I'm just glad we have an idea where Curtis may be now. I bet we can guess where those mints came from too. Yeah, it was probably a dummy corporation set up by A. Now all we need to do is find the kid and hear his side of the story. Seeing as he's on his way to Black Light District, let's focus on dragging him out first. We can question him after that. Sounds good to me. A place like that's going to be a dangerous for a little kid like him before long. Let's track him and get him out of there.
May we be on our way.
Don't think I've seen you before.
Finally, I finally found you. Hey, you are Maya, right? The herb seller? Tell me you got the mints I'm looking for. Say, I don't think I recognize you. You look like you came from the surface, the way you're dressed. Hate to break it to you, but I don't stock that garbage. Honestly, you should really quit taking those things if you know what's good for you. Liar! You have those mints. I know it. If I don't get more of those mints, I'm... Bingo. Knew this where we find our Poindexter. Huh? What do you want? I could swear I recognize you from somewhere. You're Curtis, right? Clearly something's going on with this kid here. Mind filling me in? Sure, his mom sent our request for us. What? I didn't hear anything about that. All I knew was that they were hard to come by. I thought they were ordinary mints that just happened to taste like tobacco. Oh, there's more to them than that, much more. I hear they were manufactured by A and that they leaked out onto the street before the cops did their post-Starbat roundup. The CID tamped out their pimp pilings, so they are not being made anymore. It's only a matter of time before they are off the streets completely. Well, that's a real relief. I get you kids like to rebel against your parents, but hard drugs aren't exactly the gotcha you think they are. It's not about that. I'm not trying to be rebel. I need those means. Why can't you simply just understand? It's not worth damaging your body. You really need to stop. You're already showing side effect, but that outburst there, already the means making you irritable and prone to withdraw. Like it or not, those things are having an impact on you, and they're only gonna get worse the longer you are on them. I know that, for crying out loud. I know they're dangerous, but I have to take them. If I don't have them, I can study hard enough. And if I can't study hard enough, I will fail my entrance exam, and then I will just be another stupid kid like all the rest. I don't even want to imagine how my parents will react if that happened. They will yell and scream and maybe kick me out of my house. My life's over, isn't it? This poor kid, I feel awful for him. This poor kid's been driven into a corner. We have to hold his parents accountable. No middle schooler should be stressing like this. Fear not, young man. So long as we are on this case, we won't let your parents unjustly punish you. That's a promise. Okay, I didn't sign up to be his family counselor, but it's pretty clear to me that the parents share some of the blame here. We're gonna need to give them a talking to. I know you're not gonna like this, but I need you to be part of that discussion with us, okay? If you don't mind me asking, do you know who sold those mints to him in the first place? We don't actually. Blonde guy with a goat. Seemed like he had a habit of slinging his stuff around town. Oh, him. Should have figured. Don't you guys worry. He hasn't been on the street for long. I'll be sure to remind him on the rules we have here. Though, frankly, if he's going around selling drugs to children, he won't be on the street for long. Thanks, we really appreciate it. Save us the avalanche of having to go find him again. I probably ought to report back to Ren before doing anything else though. Now that we are done here, let's swing back around to Bermoti's place and fill him in on the details. Good idea, maybe he can take a look at Curtis and diagnose his condition too. Okay, now that everyone's here, we can start. Well, what did you find? Was I right? Has Curtis have some bad friends? But I'm sure it's just a typical rebellion steam phase. Let's go over what we found, then we can take things from there. This is all so much taking. Feel too dizzy simply thinking about it. To think my son would be taking prescription drugs. He's even worse than I could have imagined. I am very disappointed in you. Is this the thanks I get? After supporting you and your studies unconditionally? What do you have to say for yourself, young man? Keep it down, will you, or do you want the neighbors to hear ya? As for you, did you forget that your father just started working again? I don't have time for this nonsense, and yet here you are, causing me nothing but problems, as if I don't have enough on my plate already. I appreciate had to beg for some time off work to come have this conversation with you. Are you even aware of what I'm going through? I'm sorry. I'm honestly surprised at the total lack of shame here. So am I. Are you actually sorry of what you... Trust the police aren't going to have to get involved at this point. The last thing I need is for my son to get arrested. Now that will really get me fired. No, you two got it all wrong. God, not the one that should be ashamed, it's you two. You should be mortified. So I guess that's up to you. Can't force either of you to feel guilty. Guilty? What should I even guilty for? Don't try to change the subject. Kurt is the one that's acting like a delinquent. This isn't about us. On the contrary, this is all about you folks. Or did you forget already? You asked us to figure out why your kid changed. We are serving you the answer on a silver platter. Curtis was hitting a dead end with his studies and felt like he was being driven into a corner. That may be true, but I failed to see what that has to do with either of us. Since you're not letting it, I spell it out for you. Your son didn't fall in with bad crowd or change because of some damn means. It's all his parents' fault, a neglectful pair that failed to notice what he was going through, or maybe you just didn't want to. I knew I wouldn't like where this conversation was headed, but I felt as a father. Have you two ever stopped to think about how Curtis feels? I don't know everything about your family, but it looks like you two only worry about what you want for him and not what he wants. And who are you, thinking you can tell us how to run our family? You don't have the slightest idea of how hard it worked for this. Also, Curtis could get into a prestigious high school. His future will be set. Exactly, do you know how much money I have spent on his textbooks and mock tests? I have done all that despite my work situation. This conversation getting nowhere and fast. Should have done, they won't listen. I feel wrong bail out and leaving the kid out to dry though. Not really my style, but I guess it's time for a little marriage counseling. Bring up the family, but recommend a divorce. Wow, don't look at me. Well, they are not fighting between them. So she was like, but they are more focusing on. Okay. Maybe talking about their family bonds will get these two to snap out of it. Does it cross your mind just why your son was so desperate with his studies? Who knows, maybe I'm talking about out of my ass, but shit looks like he was just trying to live up those lofty expectations of yours. That's not why. I just thought a good student should go to a prestigious school. And then you hit a brick wall. So that's when you started turning to those means to get into Aramis. At the end of the day, is that what you wanted? I mean, sounds to me like what you really wanted was to not let your folks down. You put in all the effort so they will finally acknowledge you. I don't know what to say. And while your son's busting his back to success, what support did he have? He had a mother that twisted her love and affection for her children into a leash, and a father acting only for his own self-righteousness without ever stopping to look bad at his family. Honestly, none of you ever did. You two don't know the first thing about taking care of a kid. If you think this sad excuse for parenting is the best way to raise him, I'm sorry. I wanted to support you, but it turns out all I was doing was burdening you even more. I may let it get to my head having so much power over managing your life. I failed you as a mother. I should have believed in you, and I didn't. I'm also sorry, son. I thought it was my job as the man of the house to provide for my family, and that it was your mother's job to raise you instead. When I was demoted at work, I thought I had failed you all. But that's not when this all started. It began with me neglecting you, and what really should have been my role within this family. Dad, Mom, I think it's time for us three to sit down and talk as a family. Talk and figure out where we went wrong and how to fix things. You're right, it's time we stop running from reality and start trying to work together. Yeah, I guess so. We really do need to talk. I'm glad things have finally calmed down. You had me on the edge of the seat the whole time. But that was some fine word diffusing the situation. No one does it quite like you, Van. Nah, it wasn't anything special. Just did what I felt was needed to turn things around. I don't got anything else to add here. The rest is up to you. And don't worry about the whole drug deal. We'll take care of it indiscreetly so it doesn't become public. We'll get out of your hair now. Good luck, you all.
And with that, the case is closed.
Reward deposited.
Hey, not on a level 4? Okay.
All the lights, they're passing by, and all my thoughts, they multiply. I see it flash before my